Hello, this is Terry with Blade Outdoors and welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be installing a trailer hitch spare tire carrier for my Solis camper van. So let's take a look at all the parts I've got to install and let's get busy. Okay, here's all the parts and pieces. This is the trailer hitch spare tire carrier kit right here. I got that off of Amazon for about $100. I'll put a link in the comments below for that. I was thinking about getting a HitchGate solo spare tire carrier system, but it's definitely probably worth the price, but maybe in the future I may get one of those, maybe not, I don't know. Let's just see how this works. These two items here are items that will keep this hitch spare tire carrier from rattling, shaking around, moving around. And one is a pin type and one is a U-boat type. I wasn't sure which one to get, so I bought them both and I'll try them both. And then I got a spare tire here, a full-size spare tire identical to the ones I've got on the van now. I got this tire from an individual who was selling his tires because he was upgrading his tires and wheels. And I was looking on the Facebook site Winnebago Solis Owners and Wannabes, and Ray had 4 for sale. I contacted him. He was kind enough to not only sell me one for a decent price, but he also went to FedEx and shipped it to me for a great deal. So thanks a lot, Ray, for doing that. So let's get these pieces and parts sorted and get everything installed and see how it goes. Okay, sometimes things work out and sometimes things do not work out. In this particular instance, this did not work out. The trailer hitch carrier of the spare tire did not work, the one that I bought. And unfortunately, after I got the tire mounted and opened the doors would only open up 1/3 of the way before they hit the tire. And I took everything apart. I apologize for not getting video of my opening the door and hitting the tire. I just didn't hit record when I did that, so I'm sorry about that. So that being said, what I'm going to do is make sure I put a link of the trailer hitch I tried to install down below. So if you own a Solis Winnebago, that you won't buy one expecting it to work. I just want to prove that it did not work, and it does not work. So am I going to get a HitchGate, you know, solo? I don't know. I've got a spare. I would like to use the spare. It's not in the budget now to get that, but maybe in the future I can pick one up. But that being said, one thing that I did promise when I started this channel is to show the good, the bad, and the ugly. And even though this is not really an ugly, it's a bad, because I should have did more research. And I kind of wish the vendor of the hitch itself would have specified more clearly that it's made more for a hatch to open instead of doors opening on a van. If I would have known that, I wouldn't have purchased it. Hello, I'm back, and it's been a week, and guess what I have? I went ahead and splurged and got a HitchGate Solo XL model to put on my Solis fan. And I went ahead and bought this for 2 reasons. Well, really 3 reasons. Number one, it's probably the best on the market, so I think it's going to be money well spent. Number 2, I did research, and I did see the HitchGate Solo installed on several Solis vans, and it worked fine. Even though I didn't see an installation video, I did see it installed, and I feel confident that it'll work fine. And also, if you go to the Wilco site that sells these, you can see which model they recommend for a Solis van, and this was the model they recommended. And also, the last reason I bought it was because I'm taking a trip in July, and I wanted to make sure I got it by then. I was thinking it was going to take a month or 2 to get it in from what research I've done, and it only took a week, which was great. So what I'm going to do today is get this thing unpacked, get it installed, and see how it works. Okay, it looks like I've got all my parts. I scrounged through the box and found the missing bolts and washers and nuts that I needed, so I think I've got all the parts now. What I've done is went ahead and did a virtual install, and what I mean by that is that I just followed the directions and went through to make sure I had all the parts and pieces together to use when I physically install everything. Now, what I have to do is to go to a big box store and get a 12-inch extension for my ratchet set so I can use on the tightening wedge on the receiver, so I can tighten this thing down before I put the tire on and keep it from shaking as I'm driving. So let's go to the big box store, get that extension, and get it installed physically. Okay, I finally got a spare tire mount installed. The first one, the FIXA leaning mount that didn't work, I'll put the link below to make sure that you guys don't buy it and try it. The HitchGate Solo XL made specifically for the Solis went in fairly decent. I had a couple of problems that I couldn't get any answers on online, and I put a question out there in social media and nobody ever responded back. And the first problem I had was the Solo itself, installing it in the receiver. The wedge was really removed back from the Solis hitch, and I'm not sure exactly how far that should be back, because I used the second hole from the back to put in the hitch bolt that would also lock. So in effect, I've got two ways of making sure I stop the vibration. It's with the wedge and also the bolt that locks to keep it from shaking and rattling. Now, did it work? It did work, but as you saw, when I swing the arm and swing it back, the arm that swings vibrates some. Now, is it enough to maybe give me problems in the future? I don't know, but I know one thing: every time I stop for gasoline or end of a trip, I'm going to check my spare tire and all the bolts and nuts that's there to make sure everything is tightened up. So, with that being said, I think I'm going to finish the video here. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification button and share. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.